Round 80. 25 to Mike. You better be afraid of me.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hey, 25 to Mike. Bend it.
From the gun, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. They'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Jones has it. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at their 49-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It's called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can. And it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run with Mixon, and he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10.
Go. What we got?
They go with Leonard Fournette, 3rd-year back from LSU. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
48 Mike. I got. Hey, Keaton.
To Gordon, out left. Nifty move by Gordon. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
That's caught at the 3. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Josh Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Gostkowski with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches?
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Kyle Van Noy able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing now is Allen. And he whips that one incomplete there. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Allen's throw is complete, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Man open, that's Robert Foster, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
51 to Mike. Check.
Allen now on first down. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Michael Bennett, the former Texas A&M Aggie, dropping the hammer.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. A pass complete here to Conley. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
It's a gain of 19 and brings up 3rd down.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Allen now from the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth. Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Foles. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Fournette, a first down carry. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Foles. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Edelman, the intended receiver that time. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Allen going to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, 2 teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. From the 36, Foles. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he can get a good head of steam going.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Foles. Looking deep downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Allen. He gets this out to Foster on the right side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as...
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Kyle Van Noy able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Jerry Hughes in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 22 yards there, a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Fournette running out of the gun. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority 1.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Foles. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we are. Check 3. Check. Easy.
Back to throw here. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try to keep the run here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To the air, Allen. It's complete. James White. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So we have reached halftime. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
Keep playing hard.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Jerry Hughes, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll drop the throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jerry Hughes make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Yes, sir. Leonard Fournette has a well-deserved reputation as a physical, powerful runner. He's going to drop his shoulder and run over people time and time again. I think he uses it to his advantage, though. How about that last run? Set him up. Looked like he's going to drop the hammer, but gave a little wiggle, a little shake. And what did he do, partner?
Left the defender right there in his wake. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 33-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Great. Check three.
They'll toss it to Fournette. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 12 yards there and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
He's coming. Turbo 64.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Jack Lawson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
1-1. Hey, Delta. Mike 2. Ready? Mike 2. Watch 2. Watch the country.
Now back to throw. And this is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Slam. 1-1. Check 99.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal.
That's a what? Tiger.
They'll give Fournette another crack. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Here's Fournette. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Leonard Fournette, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Gostkowski the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Right here.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Buffalo. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Allen. That's Foster hauling it in over the middle. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? That goes for a gain of 31. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Now Allen again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Hightower make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Allen to throw it. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Allen going to throw. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position.
Check 48, the mark. Under 10.
Hey, foul one.
36. Check.
1.
A handoff, Fournette running left. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Leonard Fournette with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Patriot defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch one.
Now Allen to try again after the pick 6. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw again on second down. Allen. And this is incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Throwing is Allen on third. And able to find Conley. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Bills on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. Open man is Kroon, the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Bills passing game, getting them down the field. They've got another first down. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. To throw, it's Allen. The left side completion to Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On first down, Allen. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Precision, precision, precision. That's the definition of it right there. Great pass, great catch for the score.
Yeah, people talk about arm strength all the time. Well, if you're not precise and you're not accurate, your arm strength really doesn't matter. We saw a little bit of everything with that throw.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Jerry Hughes in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
What? Hey, Kaden.
Foles. Flush to his right. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one good for 24 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, You might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Here's Foles. Escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead. But I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Pass caught. It's the rookie from Ole Miss, Dawson Knox. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
We got four.
Now Foles. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. 48.
What we got? What we got?
Looking to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
First down,
Easy.
Foles now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
Mike 48. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Go.
Check 48. The Mike.
They'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for the Patriots, hey, they finish a perfect